This episode is going to be the most important episode I ever made. And this is breaking news on Rip-Roaring Garage. Government figured we want a piece of that action. We want to know what everybody in the state is doing, inside or outside their car, on the road or in your driveway. Welcome to Rip-Roaring Garage. I'm Alex. And in this episode, I got some very important news. And we don't have a lot of time. Right here, I have something that will affect the future of every single car. That'll make your 2024 TRX, Banshee, Mustang Dark Horse, and Corvette slower than a Hornet, than a 1985 Toyota Tercel. And I'm talking about State Bill 9528, the biggest pile of BS that we've seen in a long time. Stick around to the end of the video to see why this is so important and what the impact will be to automotive industry and automotive culture. You probably haven't heard of this bill. It's going to the state Senate as we speak. What's Bill 9528 all about? Let's take a look. State Senate Bill S9528 mandates the use of advanced safety technology in vehicles and requires the Commissioner of Motor Vehicles to promulgate certain rules and regulations. Okay? Sponsored by Brad Hoylman Siegel, Democrat. Summary. Mandates the use of advanced safety technology in vehicles in the state, requires Commissioner of Motor Vehicle to promulgate certain rules and regulations. The title of the bill: an act to amend the vehicle and traffic law in relation to mandating the use of advanced safety technology in vehicles in the state, requiring the Motor Vehicle Commissioner to promulgate certain rules and regulation. Let's break that down a little bit. Obviously, the big red flag is the use of the word mandate. When did we become a country where mandates became a thing? Mandate is another word for dictate. In other words, an order given by a dictator. This is not even going to be dictated, mandated, by an elected official. It'll be the commissioner of the DMV. Yes, that DMV that is so good at doing its job, they're taking on more responsibility. They are so amazing at giving you your license, registration, license plates, and it takes only about 2 minutes, right? You're not waiting there for freaking 5 hours. And that is the person that's going to tell you what you can and can't have in your car. Let's read on. The purpose. Well, to mandate. That's what it says. The purpose. To mandate certain vehicle safety technology and limit blind spots in vehicles. What I find very interesting is that it's very specific on blind spots. Mandate certain vehicle safety technology is vague. What technology are we talking about? Oh, it's just certain technology. Don't worry your little pretty head. It's certain technology. It has safety in the word. Summary of provisions. Section 1 amends Title 3, Article 9, Section 375, equipment. The stuff that they already require, airbags and backup cameras and all this other nonsense that only makes your car more expensive. Adding subsection 55 to require any passenger vehicle manufactured after 2024 in New York State to be equipped with advanced safety technology. Section 2 amends Title 3, also the equipment section, by adding subsection 56, requiring the commissioner to issue regulations for vehicles over 3,000 pounds to limit blind spots and establish standards regarding direct visibility of pedestrians, cyclists, and other vulnerable road users from the driver's position by reducing to the greatest possible extent the blind spots in front and to the sides of the driver. I thought we already did that. I thought we did that by limiting pedestrians and bicyclists from highways and freeways. And in school zones where you have little walking mucus factories, we post 25, maybe even a 15 speed limit. We already have the stupid little LED lights in our mirrors if somebody's side by side. What more do they want? I have no doubts they're going to tell us. Justification. Control. Justification. Traffic violence in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about accidents, collisions, speeding, or drifting out of your lane, traffic violence. I can already hear the 1957 call from Mao to stop violence and improve the safety of the great People's Republic of New York. Traffic violence in New York City, I thought this was a state, not just a city, skyrocketed in 2021 to levels not seen in years. Citation is absent. There were over 270 traffic-related deaths on city streets in 2021, the deadliest year of Mayor de Blasio's term. Well, that sounds like a mayoral problem, not a state problem that eventually is going to lead to federal, but I said we're going to cover that towards the end. 270 traffic deaths for a city of how many million? That's pretty darn good. If only they were concerned with the senior citizen death rate in a certain summer with a certain unspecified virus of unspecified origin. There were also record deaths in 2020 with 243 confirmed traffic fatalities. Didn't you treat us like prisoners? What traffic fatalities? This is actually a bold-faced lie. They think we're stupid to the point where we don't remember what happened in 2020. It was basically Grand Theft Auto in the middle of the New York City streets in 2020 when everybody was locked up in their house and Twitter was telling you, stay home, be safe. The unfortunate trends we are witnessing add up to a crisis. Do you notice that it's the same lexicon, the same words over and over? Climate crisis. Now it's a traffic crisis with traffic violence skyrocketing. Wow. Each death is preventable. Tell that to the people that get pushed into front of subway cars and stabbed and shot. Those are not preventable. No siree. A multifaceted approach to street safety is necessary to keep our pedestrians, our cyclists, motorists, and all road users safe. You notice how pedestrians and cyclists are put first? We're talking about roads that are meant for road vehicles. Yet random morons walking on the street, messenger bikes and all that, they are the priority. Vehicle technology has advanced significantly in recent years with advanced safety features now available that have the potential to greatly reduce injuries and deaths on our roadways. Isn't that exactly what you said about lane assist, about airbags, about seatbelts, about all these other problems from, 1972 to now? Why is it that traffic deaths are at a record? Basically, they're saying here that everything so far has increased deaths. Well, a common sense person might say like, well, you know what? Maybe we should eliminate all these safety things and we'd be better. We must use every tool available to keep New York safe, not free. Safe. Like I said in my last video with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, it is not about freedom. It is not about what's constitutional, what is your right. No, you are a product. You are property owned by the state, and they want to ensure their property is safe, keeps paying its taxes. The only thing you can do is die. Studies have shown, experts say, with zero citation and multiple other articles and studies that contradict them, but this one favors the message. It's what the Democrats want, so this is the one we listen to. Everything else is fake news, conspiracy theory, harmful misinformation, and must be crushed. Studies have shown that Intelligent Speed Assistance, ISA, and there we have it, speed control on your vehicle. That's right. We'll get into that a little bit later. ISA alone can reduce traffic fatalities by 20%, where we pull numbers out of our colon, because there's no citation here. Nope. This, in addition with advanced emergency braking, AEB, where the car just brakes on you randomly. It's not like Tesla is known for this, randomly stopping because there's a pigeon on the highway and you get rear-ended by the semi. No, that's fine. We want that in every car now. Emergency Lane Keeping System, ELKS. So it's no longer your lane assist. No, it's an emergency lane keeping system. Self-driving, in other words. Drowsiness and distraction recognition technology. This is the breathalyzer I talked about, now at the state level. And you'll see why the state level has more power and authority than the federal bill that was just enacted, part of the infrastructure bill. And rear view cameras would help prevent crashes from occurring in the first place. How? No justification. So now I'm going to be looking at my rear view camera, not looking ahead. Hey, we already have them thanks to Obama and an executive order that mandated rear view camera systems. That's why a Camaro in 2014 base price was $19K and then it went up to $28K. So if you can't afford a new car, you should thank them. This bill would mandate that new vehicles registered in this state and manufactured on or after January 1st, 2024 will be equipped with this life-saving technology. It's like you're a diabetic and this is your insulin to need to live. Pay attention to this language. Legislative history, 9528 in Senate, August 12, 2022. It's funny how this was not in the news, nobody talks about it, and this is breaking news on Lift Roaring Garage. I am the only person talking about this and raising a stink about it. It took me this long because I'm just a guy in a hat. Introduced by Senator Hoylman, read twice and ordered printed, and when printed, to be committed to the Committee on Rules. The Redundancy Department of Redundancy of the United States of the United. No wonder nothing can get done. An act to amend the vehicle and traffic law in relation to mandating the use of advanced safety technology in vehicles in the state and requiring the Commissioner of Motor Vehicles to promulgate certain rules and regulations. In bold, all caps, the people of the state of New York, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows. Do you see this language? This is Maoist all the way. Section 1, and we've already read most of this. Of course, now it's in all caps to make sure it's beaten in your head. You will comply. You will obey. Now here we get into a little bit more detail. This is what they're adding. Section 1, Section 375 is amended by adding 2 new subdivisions, 55 and 56, as follows. 55A, every motor vehicle registered in the state and manufactured or assembled on or after January 1st, 2024 shall be equipped with advanced safety technology. Again, more vagueness. B, as used in this subdivision, advanced safety technology includes, you notice it says includes, not limited to, so they can add whatever they want. Includes active intelligent speed assistance, ISA, your car is now slow. Advanced emergency braking, your car will brake on its own and smash your face against the steering wheel. Emergency lane keeping systems, ELKS, because we don't already have that. Blind spot information system, so it's not a monitor, it's an information system. This is important, because we'll get to it. Drowsiness and distraction recognition technology, rear view camera sensor systems, and event data recorders. So basically your car is going to have cameras on the outside, cameras on the inside. There's a lawsuit against Tesla. They're monitoring everything you're doing. Government figured,
we want a piece of that action. We want to know what everybody in the state is doing.
Inside or outside their car, on the road or in your driveway. This car, if this was 2024, it would be monitoring me and sending this to Albany. EDR devices shall provide, not may provide. Those of you are into 2A, you know this terminology. You know what this language means. Shall provide standardized and easily accessible data. To whom? Don't worry your pretty little head. The Commissioner, after a public hearing, shall promulgate regulations providing specifications for each type of technology required by this subdivision. So they're going to have a hearing, much like school boards have hearings, where parents are escorted off the premises and labeled domestic terror. So every car nut by 2025, don't be surprised if they label all of us as such. We want to attend one of these meetings? No siree. You're a disruptor. You're a hooligan. You're a whatever term they're going to use by then. Subsection 56. The Commissioner, after a public hearing, shall promulgate the rules, and it repeats everything we already read. They're ensuring that this selected official, non-elected official, dictates how cars have to be made. And that's pretty much the bill. No further explanation. No possibility to revoke. No possibility to bring up grievances or challenges. It's whatever the guy says, and you get to comply. I urge you, if you were in New York, talk to everybody from mayor, senators, congressmen, even if you're not in New York, because what happens? This is the lowest common denominator. When New York applies this, California will apply it as well. Now all of a sudden the car manufacturer says, well, we can make cars for 48 states, or we can make them for all 50 states and tell you if you're in Wyoming that your car will have to spy on you as well. If you're in Oklahoma, if you're in Tennessee, if you're in Texas, your car will spy for the New York Department of Motor Vehicles, for Albany. That's what you want? Now, we can not buy cars. We live in a consumer society where 75% of consumer spending is female. And do you think your wife, girlfriend, mothers, grandmothers will tolerate driving that older car that squeaks a little bit, that rattles a little bit? No, no, no. She will want the new one. And by default, you will get monitored as well. Your child will get monitored. Let's see what the comments said. Funny enough, there's only 2 comments on the New York Senate's website. Justin Garcia, ISA, you want to limit and control speed and issue them fines. Good point. Oh, they'll find a way. Believe you me, state troopers will fine you for something. What about times when speeding is appropriate? Now, he doesn't bring up the best examples. However, there's one that if you're a woman and you're about safety and wanting to feel all fuzzy and warm, how about when you're trying to get away from a stalker following you? Very good point. What do you do when his car's a 2023 and he can speed cut in front of you doing just 5 over the speed limit? Slam on his brakes, your car slows down to a halt. You just became a casualty. You can thank New York for that. Robert Norbury said, can't wait until that breaks. Ooh yeah, a lot more technology, a lot more systems that can fail and break. 65 mile an hour on a highway? No, car thinks it's a school zone because GPS drift puts the car 500 feet off of the highway on a little side street, and computers can't tell when GPS drifts. Rear-ended by a semi. These systems fail. What happens when it's out of warranty? Oh, you cover it. What happens about the vehicle cost? That extra infotainment system, all these other options, they'll add up to easily 10K over sticker price. People are scared. So if you're with me, subscribe, share this video, get the word out, tell it to the bigger channels, ask them to look into State Bill 9528. This thing has to be stopped. We're talking CCP levels of control, monitoring. They might even sell your data. Why wouldn't they? The government is short on cash. Gotta pay that welfare. Maybe this next election solves some of these problems. But Democrats clearly are scared. They're doing everything they can to put in individuals that are not elected. So even if you get an elected official, let's say hypothetically we get a Republican governor, how are they gonna get rid of the commissioner? We only have 8 months to make sure this gets denied. Right now, it's still moving through the chambers in the New York State Senate. We need to raise a stink about this and be loud, because if we don't, then it's game over. I mean, sure, we can be like, I got my car, I don't care about you. My car doesn't have this. What happens 10 years, 20 years? What happens when your kids never grew up with cars, never grew up with freedom, never grew up with responsibility or anything? This is the reason why kids don't get a driver's license anymore. The whole idea of a license was independence and freedom. Well, are you independent and free in a modern car? It's got the OnStars and the traffic stuff and collision and GPS and all that. You're more connected in your car than you are in your bathroom for now. You don't get that same exhilaration, that feeling of being independent, out there exploring and on your own. No, you don't get that. But you will get that if you get one of my heavy metal t-shirts. And for those of you that can spot the little Easter eggs, we got both the Challenger version and the Charger version. So that's it. I'm urging you to speak to your congressman in any state. This needs to stop because it'll affect all of you. Everybody. New York and California cannot continue to strong arm everybody. You can also contact the manufacturers that if they comply with this, you will never buy one of their cars or trucks. Tell Ford they want to still sell the F-150 as the #1 best-selling vehicle in America. Fat chance if they comply with this. End of story. So I'm Alex. This is Rip Roaring Garage. Oil is thicker than blood. Hand me a like. And remember that we're still Americans, we still value responsibility and freedom. The Department of Departmency Department. I'm spitting all over the paint. So here in New